Hey, what's up, everybody? This has been normally I do the weekend wrap up show. I do that every Monday at noon. And today I figured I'd do something a little different and do a little Facebook Live. So, wanted to come on here and talk about what are you guys watching? First of all, how you guys are doing. I know during this time, a lot of us are at home. A lot of us are maybe not be able to work. Some of us may be at work. Some of us may be working from home. Some of us may or may not have essential jobs. So normally, like I said, I do the weekend wrap up show, and I do that on Spreaker.com on BS3 Radio. But for today, I figured I'll switch it up, do a Facebook Live. What are you guys watching during this time? There's a lot of shows that are out there. There's a lot of shows that are on Netflix, Hulu, whatever you guys may watch. And also, we may talk a little bit of sports. So I'm going to be sharing this out. Also, I'm hoping to get this available on the Spreaker platform as well, where I normally record it. So everybody that listens normally on Mondays, you'll be able to find it there. So there's a couple of things that I've been watching during this time, and this is interactive. So let me know what you guys have been up to, what you guys have been watching. But number one on the list, Tiger King, which is beyond crazy. It's beyond crazy. If you haven't seen it, you need to go see it right now. I'm basically letting everybody know that they need to go see. They need to go see this. It's on Netflix. Netflix got a lot of shows that they have on there. A lot of them are gold. Some of them are, may not be that good, but most of the time, you got to give it to Netflix. They normally come through, and they normally, really give you some great content. Also, everybody that's watching, please share this. Share this to a friend. Share this to a message group, whatever it may be. But Tiger King, man, Tiger King is crazy. So it's a show. Obviously, it's about tigers, but it's a show about a guy named Joe Exotic. Okay, first of all, the name Joe Exotic is weird enough. But during this whole thing, the guy's got like 7 earrings in one ear, and I think he's got like 7 in another. He has a tiger, basically park that he has, and with this whole tiger park, he has multiple tigers. A lot of people are come and visit it, but there's his arch enemy. His arch enemy is Carol Basket, but he doesn't say Wreck Basket like normal. Carol Basket, that's the way he says it. It's based in Oklahoma. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it yet, a lot of people are at home right now, so you probably pass through it. You may pass by it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Go ahead and click on it. You'll thank me later. I think it's 3 or 4 episodes, and basically it's like a limited time series, I believe, on it. But join in. Let me know what you guys are watching. Shout out to Courtney Harden. Normally I do this show, like I said, on Spreaker, but I decided to switch it up, do something a little bit different, do a Facebook Live, so that people you be able to see me and see what I've been talking about and see what's been going on. So make sure, like I said, share it to a friend, share it to somebody. LA Broader says, bruh, what you doing with the beard? Grow it. Nah, I'm chilling with it, man. I'm chilling with the beard. I've been cutting it down low, like real low, and then I just let it grow back. I'm trying to keep it simple. But what have you guys been watching? Like I said, Tiger King, which is crazy from beginning to end. There is not a moment where you'll say, "Oh, I'm wasting my time." You won't be wasting your time at all. You won't be wasting your time. It's trashy TV, but it's funny at the same time, and it's one of those things where you can't look away. It's like a car crash. One of those things that you cannot look away. So you got to continue to watch it just so you can see everything that's going to happen. Because from beginning to end, it's comedy. It's mad comedy that you probably won't see a lot of other places. Tiger, Ozark, and so much more. I just started watching Ozark. Shout out to Greg Finney, government name in the building. Tiger King was funny, but also sad. Yeah, at the end, especially with his friend, I guess you can say his husband. I don't really think they were really married. I don't really think the kid that ended up killing himself, I don't think that he was really that focused in on that relationship. So to me, that part is extremely sad. Him going to jail is not really that sad because he was doing bad things. Did he actually, I don't want to spoil it for most people, but did he actually try to put a hit on Carol Basket? I don't think he tried to put a hit on her. I don't think he did. To me, that the plan, the way you go about doing something, you don't hire some guy that you just met to kill somebody. To me, that doesn't make any sense. They all were trashy, honestly. True, broadest, true. Also, like, they are weird. If you have a tiger as a pet, one of the guys in this whole series was walking around, or not walking around, but he was on an elephant while he was at his park. So if you're on an elephant as you're going around, bro, there is something going on in your life. So there was a lot of very, very interesting people in that series, but I'll highly suggest you watch it because you need some funny. You need some funny right now. You need some weird in your life right now. You need some stuff that you haven't seen before, and Netflix comes through with stuff that you haven't seen before or stuff that you don't know what you're watching. Been watching a lot of Marvel movies. I agree with you there, Courtney. Disney Plus coming through in the clutch. All the Marvel movies are on there. Also, you got old school movies on there. Ellie Broader says meth, cult stuff. It was trash. It was a lot of sad moments, but sad as in being funny. Sad moments. Some other stuff. If you haven't also seen Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker. I knew about Madam C.J. Walker just as far as what we learned growing up, but she was in a groundbreaking person, the first female millionaire, I believe. But that series was great. That series was great from beginning to end. I would highly suggest that you see that. And I would say watch it with your kid, but there's some moments in there that are not so kid friendly. But me and my wife, we watched it all in one day. So that's another thing that I watched. Let me know what you guys are watching. Also, like I said, we may get into some sports talk. We'll be rocking. I'm on the lunch break, so let me see how much time we got left. We got a while left, so we'll be talking about different things. I need to get that going. It's on my list. You've seen Bankers. I haven't seen Bankers yet. It looks great, though. Samuel Jackson, the guy, I can never remember this guy's name, but he's in Marvel movies. Shout out to Rashawn Jones, a.k.a. St. Jones. Thank you for watching. He's got a radio show. He's also, he's a rapper. He's got an album coming out. I'm one of his biggest fans. I'm a huge fan of his music. So he's right here jumping on the Facebook Live. But also let me know what you guys been watching as you're coming through, as you're watching, as you're on lockdown. How are you guys doing? I mean, how are you handling with your job situation? Are you able to work? Are you working from home? I'm working from home, so I'm happy about that. Thank God for that. Some people don't have that privilege though. So here's some TV shows. So Madam C.J. Walker, it talks about her life. Blair Underwood is in it. Octavia Jones, I think it's Jones or Johnson, is in it. But it's a great history type show. And it is it is one of those where you'll learn something as you're watching it, but also you'll be able to get a full history of her life and everything that she has contributed. Now, some of it's probably not true. Some of it's one of those where it's inspired. Broadus, yes, he is better than Dylon, and more Dylon. Yes, he's better than all three Dylons. St. Jones, put a link right there, man, so people can check out some of the latest music that you have out. But again, we're talking about what you've been watching. How's it going? Like I said, Madam C.J. Walker, inspired by her. It is, I think it's great. I honestly do. I think it's one of those series that you just have to watch for history. Something that you just have to watch to be able to learn what the great pioneers have done before us. And a lot of great actors in it. Also, drawing a blank on her name. You know who I'm talking about, comedian. She's like everywhere now. Somebody put that in there. She's shout out to Rough Buff. Thank you for watching. What have you been watching during this time? But real talk, my little cousin passed and I can't go to the funeral. This is different. Yeah, LA. Yeah, it is. Weddings, funerals, just going to visit family, period. This has changed a lot of what we're used to. And who knows, this could honestly be, the new norm. This could be the new norm. This could be something that could be going on longer than just right now. So I think it's something that we have to be just aware of our surroundings. I think also we have to understand that the social distancing is not just because you're trying to shut down your fun. If we can really hone in and lay low for just a little while, I think that this will be able to, I'm not going to say it's going to completely go away, but I think we'll be able to get through. So I feel for you, LA. I definitely do. So like I said, Madam C.J. Walker, definitely something that you should watch. And Octavia Spencer, I believe it's Octavia Spencer. She's a great actor. She's been on a lot of different things. She's one of those people that can play multiple roles. She can play almost in anything. She's also in a horror movie that she was in recently. I think it's called Ma or Mama or something like that. I think that's on Hulu, but she's one of those people that are just multi-talented. One of those people that are not afraid to do different roles. And you got to respect that in a person. You got to respect that. Mama Dog Stewart, thank you for tuning in. A lot of these people I know are for Spreaker, and I don't really know what their real names are. So I'm learning what some real names are. I know Rough Buff, Kevin Sanford. I know who that is. But appreciate you guys for watching. Wanted to switch it up today. Wanted to do something different. Normally I do the weekend wrap-up show, which is done every Monday at 12 Central. Every Monday at 12 Central on Spreaker.com, BS3 Radio. But I decided to do a Facebook Live. What are you guys watching during this lockdown? Also, I'll be talking about it. I've been talking about it. We're giving away a gift card every month. Every month for 2020, we're giving away a gift card where you can, all you have to do is enter in. It's very easy. You got 3, and you can see those fingers. You got 3 easy steps or 3 options. Number 1, go to BS3 Radio on YouTube. Subscribe. Also click the bell. Screenshot it. Send it to me. You'll get entered in that way. Also, if you're an Apple user, go on to Apple Podcasts. Go on Apple Podcasts. When you go on to Apple Podcasts, subscribe. Leave a review. Screenshot it. Send it to me. You get entered in. We're giving away a gift card, a restaurant gift card every single month. Every single month for the year of 2020. The other option, sign up for our email list. that's probably the easiest possible way you can do this. In a couple of days on Wednesday, me and my daughter, we're going to do a Facebook Live video announcing the winner for March. So we're doing this. We're not stopping. We're going to continue to grow BS3 Radio. We're going to do it in creative ways. But I'll put that right there. That's the email list. You can click there. Mama Dog Stewart is low key. Okay. All right. I'm getting there. I'm learning. LA, Tiffany Haddish. Yeah, Tiffany Haddish doing a completely different role than what she normally does. We're used to Tiffany Haddish doing roles where she's trying to be funny, where she's overly attempting to be funny. She had, I'm gonna be straight up. She has the Kevin Hart syndrome, which Kevin Hart is not a bad actor, but Kevin Hart will go completely over the top, nonstop. He is good at doing it. He is a good actor. He is a good comedian, but that's what he does. He's able to go over the top. He's able to bring people in because he's a true comedian. He wants people to laugh, and that's the gist of, I think, him. And Tiffany Haddish is one of those people too that are able to find ways to make people laugh. So, but Tiffany Haddish playing a completely different role that I'm not used to, and that most of us are not used to her playing. Chief Rocka in the building. Just did a show, was listening in while working. Lunch break edition, doing a Facebook Live instead of the weekend wrap-up show like we normally do on Spreaker. I believe I'll be able to get this audio and put it on Spreaker for those of you that are not on the Facebook Live. But Tiffany Haddish doing a different role, and it was a serious role. I mean, there was moments where she was funny, but it wasn't like she was trying to be funny the entire time. It wasn't a comedy. It was a autobiography or something inspired. So another show. What have you guys been watching on Facebook Live? What have you guys been watching during this time of lockdown? Some of you guys may not be on lockdown. Danny Thompson, thank you for tuning in. Some of you guys may still be working. Some of you guys may still be in the industry where you have an important job, and that job, you're not able to just not work. It's something that you are needed. So everybody out there, take care of yourselves, number one. Number two, take this time to do something with your family. Take this time to relax. I mean, a lot of us work hard, so being able to have some time to relax is something that we don't get the luxury of a lot because we're working. Chief, what movies have you been watching? We'll talk about movies too. Also, old school movies. I've been watching some old school movies too. Coming to America. How many Coming to America fans do I have by a show of hands? Coming to America, one of the greatest movies ever made, period, point blank, exclamation point, comma, dash, whatever you want to say. But it is one of those movies that are legendary. Legendary. Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, John Amos, James Earl Jones. I mean, it's just one of those classic movies that you have to watch. I've got 3 copies of it. I think I got it on tape, I got it on DVD, and I have it on like Apple Movies, which I don't even have an iPhone anymore, but I still have it. And it's just one of those iconic movies that you got to have and you got to watch. Also watching a lot of ESPN Plus and the fights on UFC. And yeah, I hear you on that, Courtney. This is a perfect time. Excuse me. It's a perfect time to be able to watch all those things that you don't normally get to watch. It's also perfect to watch all those historic fights, movies, shows, whatever it may be. The Banker is one. You're the second person that's mentioned The Banker. That is something that I'm going to have to watch. I think that is, it's got 2 great actors in it. Anything Samuel L. Jackson is in is going to be quality. Anything that he's in, 9 times out of 10, is going to be quality. So that is something that I definitely believe that anything that he's in is a must watch. If it's not super serious, it may be funny. If it's not funny, it's serious. If it's not either one of those, you'll learn something. Samuel L. Jackson is a great actor. Great human being. Also, he's a Morehouse alum. Shout out to the house. So he's just one of those people where any movie that he's in, something that you need to watch. But I'm going to have to watch The Banker. You're the second person that's mentioned that. Let's see, other shows I've been watching. Little Fires Everywhere. If you have Hulu, that would be where you would go watch this. It is released every Wednesday. And it has Kerry Washington and Witherspoon. Drawing a blank on her first name. Reese Witherspoon. So, you look at those two people and you think, how good is this show? But I would highly suggest that you go watch it. A lot of us got downtime. A lot of us got time to be able to watch. As you are coming through, let me know, what are you watching during this time? What are you watching during this downtime? Are you watching anything? Are you watching something? Are you watching movies? Are you watching TV? Whatever it may be. Let me know what it is. But it's called Little Fires Everywhere. And like I said, Kerry Washington, well, she hasn't really been in anything since Scandal. Like serious, been in anything probably since Scandal. And in this, she's playing a mom. Reese Witherspoon is playing a mom. They grow up in this city where it's like an affluent town. I guess you could say it's like it's a suburb area. What's up, Knox? DJ Knox, thank you for tuning in. What have you been watching during this lockdown time? Everybody coming in, what have you been watching? We talked about Tiger King. If you haven't watched that, you need to put that on your watch list right now. Self-Made, Madam C.J. Walker. We're talking about Little Fires Everywhere. So Little Fires Everywhere. Like I said, Reese Witherspoon. Also, like I mentioned, Kerry Washington. But they're both moms. But they're trying to best parent their children. But also, there's a lot of different storylines. It's on Hulu. They release new episodes every Wednesday. I would say check that out as well. There's a lot of good shows that are out there. Right now. Also, Ozark. A lot of people talking about Ozark. I finally got on board. I'm episode like 5 or 6 right now in season 1. Season 3 just came out. So, there's still a lot left I have to watch. But the Ozark seems like a good show. It seems like a lot of interesting concepts to the show. There's a lot of people that have been talking about it. And I think it's a pretty good show so far. I'm still trying to kind of grasp the understanding of like, where is this exactly going? Because, this is a group of people that obviously are laundering money, and they're trying to find ways to basically clean this money. And I think it's been pretty good so far. Watched the last episode last night, but Bateman is one of those, Jason Bateman is one of those people that talk. A lot of his roles have been the same throughout his entire career. It's just one of those where he's like the geeky, smart guy that figures out ways to get around stuff. He talks a lot, but it seems like a pretty good series. So everybody, like I said, normally I'll be doing the weekend wrap-up show, which is every Monday. I decided to switch it up today, do a little bit Facebook Live. Let me know what you guys are watching, what you guys are, or how you guys are feeling during this time. Are you guys being affected, work-wise, money-wise? If you are, definitely praying for each and every one of you guys. Also, if you guys got any prayer requests that you have, I know I'm kind of going left field here, but if you got any prayer requests, put those in the chat room. I don't mind praying for anybody, any needs that any of you guys have. This is not just about, what are we doing? What are we watching during this time? But it's also uplifting each other and keeping each other in prayer and lifted up. So talking about shows, what are you watching during this time? Little Fires Everywhere. So that's another show. Ozark, The Walking Dead. So I've been trying to catch up on The Walking Dead for a long time. I got on board late in the game, but I'll still say, I think I'm in season like 5 or 6 at this point. I'm doing the best that I can to stay on board with this show, but it's been taking me a long time. And I was actually on vacation last week. So when all of this got started, I was on vacation. We had plans to go places. You can check out that show I did. The vacation that didn't happen, it was me, my wife, and my 80-year-old daughter. We did a podcast together, so you can go check that out on bs3radio.com. So I watched a lot of The Walking Dead last week, trying to catch back up on it. It's not a show for everybody. I think a lot of it, people look at it as it's just about the zombies, but also it's about how you navigate through this time where life is not normal. It's kind of a little bit like where we are right now, but we're not zombies, so we're not going that far into this whole thing. But it's one of those shows where it speaks to the dynamics of dealing with life when it's not normal and you got zombies around. And obviously you got to fight for your life the majority of the time. It's one of those type of things. So everybody coming through, let me know. What are you guys watching during this time, during this lockdown? How you guys are doing during this lockdown? Doing a lunch break, Facebook Live. We got some time left, so we're going to continue to rock out. Put any comments you have in there. Let's see. So Walking Dead, catching up on that. How many Walking Dead fans do we have? And then another Netflix. Netflix has been putting out some good content. Netflix is pretty consistent when it comes to putting out good content. Now, they don't have a way to do Marvel anymore. They can't do Disney anymore. A lot of these stations are starting to have their own version of Netflix, their own version of any of these options. And I think it's good for TV. I think that causes Netflix to have to come out with Tiger King. Show of hands, how many of you guys have watched Tiger King yet? A couple of people in here said they've already seen it. Excuse me. The other one, Spencer Confidential. Spencer Confidential. It's a show with Wahlberg and I can't remember this guy's name, but the guy from Black Panther. He was the rival tribe that was coming after, that was coming for the throne. So that was one of those, and people have said this is a remake. I didn't know this was a remake, but I know Wahlberg's a pretty versatile actor. I got to give it to him. He's able to do so many different roles. It's crazy. Just everything, all the different roles that he's able to do. The guy is extremely versatile, and you got to give him his props. He's able to do different roles that some people don't even want to do, and I think he's pretty talented. So there's a series called Spencer Confidential that's on Netflix, and another good one. If you're a toy fan, if you got toys that you collect, or if you just remember old school toys, The Toys That Made Us is another one that's on Netflix. This is a good one because it goes back and it talks about what toys were made. It talks about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, how that was made. It talks about different action figures that were made, stuff that we maybe don't remember how they were made, how it was manufactured, and all that. And it goes into like detail. It has wrestling figures. So I mean, that's another one out there. Good one to watch. Put it in the chat room there. What are you guys watching right now? And then there's two other ones I wanted to mention. And then also there's another old school one. If you're a sports fan, if you're a baseball fan, if you play Little League Baseball, I guarantee at some point in time, you've probably seen Major League. Major League was a baseball film. It was a baseball movie. And it had a lot of great actors in it. Charlie Sheen, the guy that does the Allstate commercials, had a lot of good actors in it. So we watched Major League 2. I don't think Major League 1 is on Netflix. Police Academy, that's another one of those old school movies. But this is a perfect time to pull out the old school movies. It's a perfect time right now. It's a perfect time. So we're talking about what are you watching during this lockdown. You can put in there anything that you've been watching, anything that you want to shout out while you're listening and watching in. There's a lot of good content out there on Netflix. There's a lot of good content on Hulu. There's a lot of good content just with movies. If you got Disney Plus, you got access to all Marvel, access to all Star Wars. And okay, so the last two, this one's not happy. This one is not one of those happy-go-lucky type shows. But if you're interested in kind of the murder mystery type movies, The Trials of Gabriel Hernandez. This kid was tortured, severely tortured. And it's just one of those where it's sad that was going on to this kid. It's not fair at all what was going on to him. I haven't completed that one, but that's one of those where it's sad to watch, but a lot of people have been watching it. So that's another one. The other one is Chosen. Chosen, it's on, not sure what actual station it's on. My wife mentioned it, and we watch it with my daughter. But it goes through the story. It goes through the story of the Bible with Jesus, and it talks about the different people that he interacted with, and it gives you kind of like a storyline to what's going on. So that's one of those also that I've been watching throughout this time of lockdown. It looks like Brian Evans may be watching. Shout out to Brian Evans, former coworker. Used to work at Home Depot together. So those are some of the things I've been watching. As you guys are watching, let me know what things have you been watching lately. We got a few minutes left. We're talking about different topics. The other thing, as we talk about a little bit of sports news, there's a few things that's been going on. There's really not a lot of news to do a regular sports show. Miss you too, Brian. Miss you too. It's not a lot to do a full-fledged sports show because there is bits and pieces. There's not a lot of things, really going on. Brian, what have you been watching during this lockdown? I believe you're still a teacher, so I know you are not, unless you're teaching online. But let me know if there's anything that you've been watching during this time. Let's see. So, Power 5 Conference students, leaders are seeking extra eligibility. So during this time, these kids can't play, obviously. During this time, they're not able to play basketball, but they're missing a lot of time. And by them missing this time, should they get another year? Should they get another year eligibility? The vote is supposed to be happening today. And honestly, I think you got to look at it two ways. Number one, the first side of this whole thing is that the season was pretty much over. So if you played a full season, no, you maybe didn't go to the tournament, but if you played the full season, I don't know if you should be granted another year because you've already played a full season. Now the tournament time, everybody's going to be tuned into that. I get it. So that would have given you more exposure, but I don't think they're going to give these college players another year. And I know that they're talking about the Power 5 conference. I don't know if that's basketball. I don't know if that's baseball. I don't know if that's football. I don't know the exact details. If it's football, football's not coming up. Spring ball should be coming up. Brian says Ozark season 3 for adults only. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, facts. You're definitely right about that one. I'm almost done with season 1. Again, this show came out 2017, and when I seen Jason Bateman, I'm thinking this cannot be that good of a show because he plays a lot of similar roles. But I would have to say he is proving me wrong, and it's a lot of interesting dynamics. Lion King, I'm from Oklahoma, but beware of the language. Yeah, I think you're talking about. We talked about that Tiger King. Is that what you're talking about, Tiger King? That is crazy, Brian. It is. I watched every episode. There's so many weird moments in there. The way this guy is, if you call yourself Exotic Joe, if you have a tiger farm in your house, if you have 9 earrings in one ear, it's gonna be a very interesting show. The other part, like he says, Carol Basket. It's so hilarious the way he says that name. There's so many interesting people in this. If you own tigers like these people do, you got to be a little bit weird. This is endangered animals. Number 1. Number 2, these animals they're not meant to be pets. You're not supposed to have a pet tiger. Okay? They eat meat. They hunt. They will hunt you. Courtney says, what do you think about Olympics moving to 2021? I think it's the right approach. And also any questions that you have at all, any questions that you have, I don't care what it is, you can put that right there in the chat room right there. Courtney says, what do you think about Olympics moving to 2021? I think it's the right move. I think you cannot, there's so many athletes coming from all different parts of the world. It is not worth putting these people in danger. It's not worth it at all. The only thing you're going to do is end up spreading this COVID-19 coronavirus even further. That's the only thing that would come of having the Olympics this year. So I think it's the right approach. I think also you may have to revisit this. Just because you say 2021, what if this is still going on next year? Which I hope and pray that it's not. But what if this is still going on next year? So you have to proceed with caution. I think they're doing the right approach. Brian says he came to Home Depot in Norman once in a while. Wow. I don't even know what part of Oklahoma was that. I don't remember. But again, Tiger King on Netflix. Not only are people when people start making memes of TV shows, when people start making memes of something that's being watched, when it goes viral, that's major. When it goes viral, when it becomes like a huge thing on Twitter, on Instagram, that's when it really gets real and everybody is loving it. I remember Joe coming to Valley View Mall a long time ago. Yeah, during the series, they had him, he would bring tigers to zoos or to malls. He would bring tigers to different areas. You'd be able to pet the tigers. Brian says south of Norman, Wynwood. Yeah, the guy that ends up taking it over calls it, I think, Wynwood Zoo, which that guy, I fell asleep on that part. So I might have to go back and watch it because I'm not sure what this guy, Jeff, I think his name is Jeff. How did he even get, let me see how much time we got left. How did he even get involved? And it doesn't seem like the guy has that much money. What did Chris Rock say? Tigers did not go crazy. The tiger went tiger. Exactly. They're tigers, okay? Do you truly think, just because you raised this tiger, tigers were made for hunting? They were made to be predators. Like that's their instinct. Now, they've been able to do it. Now, I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler, but one of the women that work at the zoo got her arm bitten off by a tiger. And during this part of the series, the guy, Joe Exotic, goes into, basically they have a gift shop. He goes in there and he says, "Hey everybody, somebody that works here just got their arm bit off by a tiger." It's not funny that she got her arm bit off, but it's funny the way he said it. And he was like, "Hey, if you want to get your tickets back, if you want to just come back at another time." He said it so like nonchalant, like people get their arm bitten off at this zoo all the time. Again, it's a tiger, okay? I love tigers. I've even thought about having a pet tiger at one point in time. Obviously, I didn't do that. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind, having sponsoring a tiger or something so I can go see it like whenever I want. But having a pet tiger, kind of like Mike Tyson had a pet tiger, is probably not a good idea. But again, Tiger King on Netflix. Definitely something you should watch. So what else have you guys been watching? So I was going to touch on some other sports news. The Knicks owner, James Dolan, has COVID-19. Now, per the release, that is little to no symptoms, and he's still traveling. So, okay, I get it. If you don't have it, that's fine, but you don't know how that's going to affect somebody else. So why are you still traveling? Why are you still out there going around on your private plane, probably shaking people's hands, probably touching people? And the Knicks as an organization, I don't know what it is they need to do to move forward, but I do know the Knicks will probably never be the same again if James Dolan is still the owner. Also, the same thing like the Cowboys. The Cowboys may not ever win a Super Bowl again if Jerry Jones is still the owner. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he's just making horrible decisions. That just means that the organization can't move forward. Sometimes you have to have someone step aside. Sometimes you have to have a different voice. I'm looking forward to this Cowboys season, though, with McCarthy coming in. A lot of people, including myself, was wanting Jason Garrett to be gone, so he's gone now. So now we get a chance to fully see what a different voice is able to bring into this organization. So that's some other news. One other thing, Derek Wolfe. So there's not a lot of free agency going on necessarily right now. Kind of seems like it's come to a halt. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Dak. Excuse me. Any Cowboys fans in there? Let me know what you think of Dak going after this, as they're going through this negotiation with the Cowboys. I've always said I think he deserves equal to. I think he deserves a little bit more than Carson Wentz. I think he's better than Carson Wentz. I do not think he's better than Russell Wilson. So I think you have to. It needs to be somewhere there in between, but it doesn't seem like it's in between. It seems like it's going to be 35. That's just what I'm hearing. I don't know 100% true, but it seems like it's going to be 35. Now, Dak is done everything that they've wanted him to do. He has been a stand-up guy. He's been one of those people that you will not get any trouble out of. You won't get anything in the paper talking about he hit somebody. You won't get anything in the paper of him doing something outside of his character and anything that's illegal. Dak is just one of those guys that you will not see him do that. And that's one thing I think, excuse me, need some tissue. But I think that's one of those things that you see with with Dak that he is the face of the franchise. If you want a face of the franchise, that is what Dak is, and that's what he will continue to be. So I think the Cowboys know that that's what they have in him. The Cowboys, I believe, are in love with Dak and that they will get this deal done. They don't like change. The Cowboys, historically, they do not like change. They will stick with somebody for so long to a default. This is not what Dak is, though. They're not sticking with him to a default. I think they're sticking with him because they know he has a chance to possibly win. I think they'll get the deal done before the season starts. And we'll see. We'll see when it happens and how it happens, but I definitely think it's going to happen. All right, let's see some other news. Scott Boras. Scott Boras is a agent. He's a well-known agent. He has been talking about having a World Series week at a neutral site. Now, baseball season is supposed to be going on right now. We're supposed to be watching baseball right now. Opening day was supposed to be last week. Obviously, we don't have that. So Major League Baseball is trying to figure out any newcomers coming in. What are you watching right now during this time of lockdown? Also, how are you going? How's your family? But Major League Baseball's got a very interesting decision because their season is just beginning. When do you start it? How many games do you decide they play? How long do you decide they play the season? And you don't want to push the season too far out because you don't want to be playing baseball in November or December because that's going to be winter months. Could be snow, could be sleet, could be anything. So they got a lot of things that they got to think about. Kershaw comes up and saying having the World Series in December is a little iffy. I agree, it is. You have to really do what you think is best, but you really don't have a lot of info. Shout out to Javon in the building. Thank you for tuning in. What are you watching right now, Javon? What are you watching during this lockdown? What TV shows, movies? They have to sign him long term, but it isn't better than my guy Carson Wentz. Of course you would say that. Of course you would say that, Courtney. In any other matchups, a Dak-led Cowboys team has won the majority of the time. Now I give it to Carson Wentz. He helped the Eagles get to the Super Bowl, but he could not complete the job. You had to get your best friend Nick Foles to come in and save the day. But the Eagles did win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna give them their props. I know you guys would rub this in any Cowboys fans' faces for probably the rest of their lives, but it is what it is there. So when it comes down to it, going back to Major League Baseball, they have a tough decision that they have to make, and they have to make it with pressure. They got to make it under pressure because players are going to know, what are we doing? The fact is, though, we don't know how long this is going to be. So to try to make a decision on when you should start a season is very difficult to do. So we got a couple minutes left. UFC news, Khabib versus Ferguson might be called off. Khabib can't travel to Russia. Yeah, a lot of interesting aspects to it. So I want to thank everybody for watching this Facebook Live. I did have one other thing that I wanted to touch on, but I may not be able to get to that. But believe it or not, I'm in my daughter's room right now. I'm going to try to maneuver myself so you can't see all the stuff that's in this room. But one other thing I wanted to say before we get off this Facebook Live. This Facebook Live right here, let me go back into my spot. This Facebook Live right here is sponsored by Chicken Skin. Chicken and Skin. You're looking at this and you're wondering, what is this? You're thinking it's probably weird. You're thinking like, why is Ben talking about chicken and skin? Let me flip the camera around so you can see what it is. Okay, so this is basically, if you heard of like pork rinds, if you've eaten pork rinds before, it's a version of it, but it's chicken skin. I've actually tasted it. It is good. They got it in different flavors. They've sponsored one of the BS3 sports shows. So You can get it chickenandskin.com. And I think it's tasty. I think it's also an alternative to eating pork rinds, but it tastes pretty good. They got different flavors. Chickenandskin.com. Let me go ahead and put that right now in the chat room there so you can see it. Also, sign up for our email list. Sign up for our email list. You can get entered into our year of giveaways. We're giving away a gift card every month. Also, visit bs3radio.com. You have all these links there available for you. Subscribe to all the avenues where you can subscribe to. We're on every single avenue you can think of. However how you listen to podcasts, you'll be able to find us. I want you guys to have a good rest of your day. If you like this video, I want to try chicken skin. Okay. All right, Nicole. The next time we actually meet at work, I don't know when that's going to be, but I will bring a package of it to you. But it's chickenandskin.com. So have a good rest of your day. God bless. God is love. If you want to see more Facebook Live videos, give me a thumbs up. I may do this next week. I may do this a little bit more often. Got to get back on the JOB. Peace. Love y'all. Take care. Watch some good shows.